So today, we're going to take the bus seats out. So as you can see, I already started taking the seats out, but I wanted to get a good feel for what I was doing, how I was doing it, and get some kind of system in place before I actually started filming everything. So I spent about an hour taking out this one seat in the very, very back corner of the bus. The reason it took so long is because the back bolt that bolts it to the side was actually completely inaccessible with my wrenches. So the way my bus is set up, as you can see, the seat is lopsided because it only has legs on the inside, so the part where the actual walkway is. On the outside, it's got a little lip that sticks out, and then bolts go through that. Those bolts are extremely easy to take off. Just put a wrench on the bottom, socket on the top, crank them, and they come right out. However, the bolts on the left side of this seat, or the right side of the other side, I guess, they don't come out as easily because they're the ones that actually go through the floor. So those are the ones that I'm having to take the grinder to. I tried and tried and tried to find a solution where I didn't have to take the grinder to it, where I could just take the bolts out. But no matter what I tried to do myself, no matter what I tried to look up online, there was just no solution for it. So I decided that it was time to just get started. So that's what I've done today. I got started, and then we're going to continue on together and get the rest of the seats out of here. That's the plan anyways. So a few things you're going to need when you want to go ahead and tackle this project yourself if you're doing your own bus build. Of course, a grinder. This is just a cheap Harbor Freight model that I've had for a very long time and I'm hoping lasts through this whole process. And I actually don't even know what grinding wheel is on here. I'm pretty sure it is, one, just a grinding wheel, not a cutting wheel, and two, it's ancient. So I might have to go pick up another one of these before the project's done. You're definitely going to want a pair of good gloves, good work gloves, and then of course you've got socket wrench, regular wrench to the size that your bolts are. But the real trick, a floor jack, because what you end up doing when you grind the bolts off, it almost kind of welds it together on that last little sliver of the bolt. And so what you end up doing is getting this situation where it like is still stuck even though you can't really grind it down anymore. So what I've found is you take a floor jack and you slide it underneath the like cross bracing after you've ground it down, and then you just start cranking it up, cranking it up, cranking it up, and then suddenly it goes and it pops off and it's awesome and you're done and you can throw the seat out of the back. It's amazing, way better than just trying to wiggle it back and forth. You just slide this thing under and it pops right off. Another thing that you will want to have, 100% will want to have, that I don't have right here because they are up in the front of the bus, a pair of safety glasses. You'll have sparks flying all over the place, there'll be dust flying all over the place, pieces of metal coming at you. Protect your eyes. It's not going to be worth it if you lose an eyeball trying to do this thing, because then you won't get to see the finished product. So, safety glasses. If you can't handle working in tight quarters, maybe building a bus isn't for you. Something interesting I found on my bus is that on this seat, near the inside section, there's actually a little latch. And you push it away from the center, and you can get back in underneath of everything and make it a lot easier to actually get to your bolts and get to whatever you may need underneath. So look for this little latch if you have a newer model bus. Now for the fun part. Another great thing you can do is you can actually take the seat top completely off of everything by detaching those and then taking out that little latch, and it gives you a perfect little soft, nice, fairly clean spot to work on instead of laying on all that.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be patient, make a statement, try to enjoy your life. They'll try to kick you while you're down. They wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless.
Morning. So today is day 2 of the build. I have gotten the back seats out, cleared it all out, and then where my storage stuff was up front, I've moved all of that back into where the storage area will be built in the bus. There's a couple things that I wanted to talk about before I got started today. One that I learned very quickly yesterday, some kind of mask. You're gonna want to cover your face while you're doing this. It is very dusty. It's metal shavings in the form of dust flying all around, and you will breathe it in and it will feel awful, and you will cough it up and it will look awful, and you'll realize suddenly that you're probably a health hazard to yourself at that point. So wear a mask while you're doing this. The other thing that I wanted to talk about is tools. So I showed you guys my grinder at the very beginning of everything. It's this little Drill Master from Harbor Freight. And it's got a great little grinding wheel on it, and it was doing a good job. But I felt like it could have been better. Maybe I needed a different kind of wheel on it or something. So my dad came out to check out the bus and everything, and he started talking to me about a Metabo. And a Metabo is this. So you can see, one, it's bigger. So there's that. 2, this is a specifically steel cutting blade. So it is specifically what it says on here, Metabo Original Slicer. It's for cutting only, and it's for stainless steel. So what this does, or it's for steel and stainless steel. It specifically says that. It spins at 10,200 RPMs. This blade is for this specific grinder. So a Metabo grinder and a Metabo blade. So what you do with this is you use it just like a knife. So like you're carving a turkey from the side. And you cut into it and you go really slow and you let the blade do the work, and it just slices through it like a hot knife through butter. It's absolutely amazing. get yourself a Metabo if you're going to be removing bus seats. It is a complete game changer, more than half the amount of time that it takes. So definitely grab yourself a Metabo if you're going to be doing a project like this. And just like that, the bus seats are gone. So as you can see, I have left these little pieces right here up at the front. The reason that I've done that is because I'm going to move all of the storage things from the back to the front. So I want them to be kind of pushed up against that so that they don't fall down the stairs and get all up into the driver's area and whatnot. So that's just more for like security stuff, to keep everything like physically secure so that it's not causing a mess. But I am going to remove those as well when I go to put in the front section. So the way I'm going to build things out is I'm going to start in the back. I'm going to clean the floor, clean the walls, clean the ceiling, all that stuff. And then from there I'm going to build out the floor area. And then once the floor area is done, from there I'm going to build up the storage shelves, move all the storage things back to that area, put them on the shelves in the right way that they're supposed to be stored, and then build out the center portion, and then build out the front portion. So there's going to be kind of a multi-step process to this, but that is going to be the next series of steps that takes place. Of course, I'll be filming the whole thing, so if you want to check that out, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Also, if you liked what was in this video, be sure to hit the like button before you go. I would greatly appreciate it, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.